relationships are like a form of a biohack, give you mental fortitude. You have a great relationship with the friends that you do have, in particular your brother.
Yeah.
Would you say that also is kind of like a hack of life, finding someone that's like a real good soulmate, whether it's a relative or a significant other?
You know, it doesn't matter if it's your brother, it doesn't matter if it's your wife, it doesn't matter who it is, but there has to be a degree of collaboration and also a degree of healthy competition is what my brother and I have. And there's definitely no malice involved. I just had a press-up competition with a 7-year-old. And surprisingly, he's very strong. But it didn't matter if he did 200 push-ups, I would have done 201 because I'm stubborn.
Right.
And that's just because my brother and I have that stubborn relationship. So if he does 200, I do 201. Then he does 202. Then I do 203. So whoever goes first is guaranteed to lose because that's just how we are as people. And that's what's so fantastic when it comes to trying to be your best self, is having that constant competition around you. I think it's very good to have. And yeah, absolutely. Friendships certainly are a biohack. There's no doubt about it. And I think that, you know, older people die when they get lonely. It's one of those things that happens. It's one of the plagues of the Western world that old people don't even have family to rely on. Somehow our society has become so broken. That doesn't happen in a lot of other places, but it happens here in the rich West. It happens somehow. So yeah, I think that positivity as a whole is a biohack. I think that when you feel happy, you feel capable of doing things and you feel strong. And I think perhaps it's the largest biohack of all are your own thoughts. If I had to, you know, analyze myself and why I'm successful and why I can do certain things, I wouldn't put it down to a diet or, you know, I don't take any supplements of any kind. The biggest biohack I have is I can control my own brain. I've decided I'm strong, so I'm strong. I can do 300 push-ups. I decided. And if you can do that, if you're stubborn enough, it's amazing how far you can go.
That's amazing. So how do you actually optimize your brain continuously? So you have lack of sleep, right? You don't take supplements and you don't like doctors. So you're not testing. So you're not like obsessed about this level going up and down. So how do you maintain that kind of clarity and strength in your mind?
You know, everyone says practice makes perfect. And I disagree with that. I think that it is reflection and analysis that makes perfection. Because you can practice something, but if you don't analyze yourself, you don't get any better at it. Chess is a perfect example of it. You can play all day long, but unless you sit down and analyze your games and work out where you went wrong, you're never going to get better. And it's the same with anything like public speaking, right? There's people who've been speaking for 8 years and can't speak as well as people who've been speaking for 20 years. Why? Because someone who's 20 will watch their speech back and they'll say what they did wrong and they'll analyze every single part of it. So I think when it comes to thought patterns and it comes to life, it's exactly the same thing. I try and keep my mind optimized to get what I need done. If I'm ever in a stressful situation, I sit back and think, did I handle that the best? And if you do that long enough, you get to a position where next time a stressful situation appears, you know, you understand it's a stressful situation, you understand the consequences, but you don't really feel the pressure that you did before. You don't panic, you don't rush because you've been there before, you've been through it. And brother and I recently had a very interesting few years. And we did fantastically well because we're prepared for those years. And a lot of people in our situation wouldn't have done as well as we did. So I think it's just a matter of looking back and analyzing yourself and analyzing how you performed and making sure that you're prepared for it to appear the next time. And God is fortunate enough to keep us entertained because he gives us endless problems. So you're never bored. So as long as you're prepared for them and you enjoy the ride, you know, we said earlier about positivity being a biohack. That's true. Everybody says that, you know, you should choose something you enjoy because that's how you make money, because you're good at things you enjoy. And that is true. But I think you can also reverse that. And if you enjoy everything you do, now all of a sudden you're good at everything.
That's so true.
And I know that seems like a language trick, but it's true. If I'm forced to do something, kayaking, kayak. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to really enjoy this kayaking. I haven't been kayaking in 10 years. Yes, I'm going to kayak. And all of a sudden I have more energy to kayak and I can go further than if I didn't. So if you enjoy things, you're good at them. I think it's key.
So more plates, more dates. Recently did a blood marker study on you to kind of like quash all the rumors if you were on PEDs or any type of thing. Talk to us a little bit about the results. And if you saw anything on there, maybe where, maybe I need to up my vitamin C or less vitamin D. Like in my case, I wasn't supplementing for vitamin D, but my genetic makeup said too much sun is no good. I'm overdosing in vitamin D, which did it open your eyes? Well, first of all, let everybody know what the results were.
Yeah, so my testosterone level is pretty high. It's at the upper end of the natural scale. I think that's just because I'm competitive. I think it's because I'm a very competitive person and I have a competitive environment I'm in. So I think my body naturally reacts to the competition. And like I said, if I think I want to be strong or I think I need to fight, my brain reacts to what I think. I tell my brain what to do as opposed to being told what to do by my mind, like a lot of people are.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people feel sad and they're told to be sad by their brain, whereas I tell my brain if I'm sad or not. Actually, I decide.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of it. But it confirmed I wasn't on any kind of PEDs, which I never was. I've never needed them, and I've been tested my whole life. It did say something about cholesterol, that my cholesterol was high. And then I've read some studies that that's actually a good thing. Mm-hmm. But I was always told with traditional medicine, which I don't even believe in, that's a bad thing. You know, one of the things that's interesting about like not believing in science and studies is kind of like, well, where do you go from here now? Because I don't believe what doctors say.
Yeah.
But I feel in good shape. You know, I look in good shape. I train very hard. So I'm kind of at the point of, I know I look after myself. I train very hard.